Hello there, this is Ron Wills coming back at you with yet another video. The company you keep. Yeah, wanted to get into something a little bit different today. This is more about just succeeding in life, particularly for men. Um, as I said a few videos ago, I don't want to just talk about relationships all the time. So, I've already did a couple videos on automation. And I might or might not get into politics. I don't know, I'll see. But now it's just success, right? A mentor told me one time, he said, a person will make as much money as the next as his five closest friends, his or her five closest friends, right? And I understood the meaning right away. If a person is trying to really get any place in life or do anything, accomplish anything, your peer group has a big influence on you, even if you don't think they do, right? For example, say you grow up in a ratchet neighborhood, which many men have, right? Poor neighborhood. And you have a bunch of people whose sights don't really go beyond like the borders of that neighborhood. Yet, you're a person who wants to travel the world or something, or at least you have aspirations of traveling the world. Yet, despite that, you still hanging out with those same folks. You ain't gonna make it. I'm sorry I have to be the one to tell you. Because they still going to influence you. We're all influenced by the people around us. And if you're a person who wants to succeed in life and you around a bunch of people who, quite frankly, don't have any ambitions to go forward, you're not going to go forward. You're actually tethered to them. And that, that's the company you keep with your peer group. That's a big thing in relationships. I've always said a man will only go as far as his woman wants him to go. And many women by nature only want to fulfill their agenda. Many don't want to take they don't want to take a backseat to the man's agenda. The only exceptions is when the man is, the man is a superior man and the woman is a grown woman, and she knows, hey, if she takes a back seat to his agenda, it's actually going to benefit her. And also, when whatever that man's agenda is the woman's agenda too, so she'll be like, oh, okay, well, he's doing what I want him to do. But otherwise, when a man is around that woman, he's trying to do something. She's always going to, if that's not her agenda, she's always going to try to undermine it. And that happens with your friends too. It's not just a male-female thing. How many people have said, hey, they wanted to do this, and their friends, quote unquote friends, or even family have said, nah, you can't do that. And really what they're saying is they can't do that. So one of the things you want to do, any of the men, especially young men, I check my demographics, and I got a lot of young men, primarily between the ages of 18 and 34, who listen to my channel. You trying to do something with your life, especially on the younger end of that. Be careful who you hanging around. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest, sometimes you're going to have to leave that woman alone. Sometimes, I know they were your friends from childhood, you might have to leave them alone. And sadly, sometimes you got to keep your family at a distance. Because sometimes they the main ones want to sabotage you or want to say, hey, you can't do it. Of course, when you make it, when you reach some level of success, they come out the woodwork and they say, hey, I always believed in you. But even then, they're your family, but, sometimes you got to limit them to like family reunions, or Thanksgiving dinners. No, but always be mindful. I know this one dude. He's very successful, but he's not quite a millionaire, right? Very successful. I'd say he's well off. He doesn't lack for money, but he hasn't taken that step to the next level. He said to remedy that, he didn't talk about reading a bunch of books or reading some biographies. He said, hey, I need to go hang around some millionaires. Because one of the things in hanging around people, and I'm going to get a little deep, get a little esoteric with y'all. You take on the energy of the people around you. And, it's a good thing if they have positive energy and they trying to do something. It's a bad thing if they on the wrong path. And I've seen so many people. It's something you can see. I mean, whether or not you into any, deep metaphysical stuff or not, this is something you can see. Every single person listening to this, male or female, just think about it. Think about the people you knew were trying to do something and who they were hanging around. Or the people who did something and who they were hanging around. See, one thing, and I'll use myself as an example. People don't realize how introverted I am. Like, yeah, I can come on these videos and talk, and if I'm in public, if I need to talk with people, but for the most part, I'm not that cat who hangs out with a bunch of people. Unless I know them specifically and I'm like, oh, okay, y'all succeeding. And even the people who might have my private number or even my text. A lot of people don't have my text number. My cell phone number. I keep that real private. But, if they have my cell phone number, rest assured they on that path. And it's like, all right, I can deal with them on a private basis. But for the most part, I don't like being around a lot of people just on a, for like personal matters, strictly business. Even then, I'll limit the interactions with them. And the reason why, because, like I said, the company you keep. You get, say I'm up here trying to do something. I'm on this path to global domination, right? But you got some person, their biggest ambition is to, get a quarter raise on that minimum wage job. Me and that person don't have much in common. And that person, hanging around that person, other than me being an inspiration to that person, is not really going to work out. That person, because people by nature, they'll try to drag you to their level, even if they don't realize it. And yeah, you can be that person to try to raise them, but it's tough. It's tough. To me, it's easier just to be around some people who are on that path and they've made that journey on that path. Now, yeah, I put out some stuff for other people. Yeah, but notice I say I put out the stuff. And that's in success. That's in relationships. Because I noticed a difference in how I did with women depending on which group of dudes I was hanging out with at any given time. And I peeped this way back in college. If I was around some dudes who were complaining about women and didn't get that much play, guess what? Rom didn't get that much play. Now, I started hanging around the campus players just gradually. The dudes who pretty much stroking everything. And I was like, wait a minute, shit's getting better for me. And I know that's, people wonder why. But like I said, it's that energy thing. And I've even told some people that I've coached. Some guys who trying to get on that quote-unquote good bar thing or something. I said, easiest way to do that, find somebody who's actually there and hang around them. That's all you have to do. Get cool with them and stuff. It'll start rubbing off on you or something. And and that's very careful. And that might not be a good thing, but if you find yourself in a place in life you don't like it, start looking at your environment. Start looking at the people you're hanging around. If you constantly in bad relationships, look at the women that you're attracting. And same thing with women. Look at the guys you're attracting. Maybe you need to change something. If it's a bad environment, hey, you know what? Pack up and leave. No joke. If you just in a ratchet ass environment, and I've had more than a few dudes come back to me and say, man, it's just ratchet around here. Dude, stack your paper and get the fuck out. Change it, Hang out at more upscale places or something. Hang out in bookstores. See, somebody like me, I'll camp out in a bookstore. I'll take a date to a bookstore. But type of cats in there, they trying to elevate. I mean, I used to go to poetry readings for that, just to be around some dudes trying to elevate. Because, I mean, I've been around like, shall we say, some ratchet folk, but I try to limit it though. And, of course, you always got those family members that you really need to keep a distance from. But, and I would say, whoever's listening to this, just if you succeed and look at who you're around. If things ain't quite working out, look at who you're around. Because the people you're around, the company you keep, is a very important as far as success in life. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to you later. Peace.